guys like me who had to gain a lot of weight can, excel, football with football specific stuff too. So I don't think there's been any decrease in my speed, agility, explosion. I feel great. The coaching staff told me that I look really good, so that's all that matters. And I'm just going to keep getting better every day, and just keep getting stronger and faster.
Bobby Darin, 24/7.
Mike, it's been a while since you played spring ball, and it's the first time under Greg. What's different this time around?
It's just awesome to be able to play football. We obviously didn't have spring ball last year. That was really unfortunate, but I'm just glad I had the opportunity to go out there, get better. It's a critical part of our development as a team, and I think that a lot of guys are going to make tremendous strides this spring ball, and I'm just really excited to take it day by day and just get better and enjoy the springtime.
Going to go to Chris Eisman with Gannett.
Mike, kind of just going off of that, was there any particular area where you felt like you guys were really hurt by not having spring practice last year, especially with the new coaching staff? Was there any particular thing that was tough to overcome?
It was definitely a disadvantage for us. There was other teams in the conference that had a couple or several spring practices, and we had none, but Coach Schiano did a great job of just continuing to hammer us with football and just, improve our knowledge on the game, our knowledge on our playbooks, and that transitioned into our past fall camp, and guys kind of hit the ground running despite missing a critical part of the season, which is spring ball. So I'm just glad, again, I'm glad we're back out there. I think it's really going to help us as a team to grow, and as far as our development goes, and I'm just excited to see what everybody's going to do. It's going to be a fun time.
James Crouch, NJ.com.
Mike, did you do anything different, unique to kind of assist in the weight gain? I don't know, like jar of peanut butter a day or something, something crazy like that?
So my secret ingredient is over 1,000 calorie protein shake, mac and cheese, and a triple decker PB&J before I go to sleep. So that's my secret recipe. I'll give you guys that. But it just came down to me being disciplined, me not taking meals off. There's often times where you're tired on a Friday night, or you don't want to wake up early Saturday morning, but that's what I would do. I would go to bed early. I would wake up early on the weekend, drink a shake, and go back to sleep. But if I knew that meant it was going to keep me on track as far as my weight gains go, that's what I was going to do. And, Coach talks about sacrifice, and those are just small sacrifices I made. And now I'm in a position where I feel like I can really be an elite player.
Is this homemade mac and cheese? Is it
Kraft mac and cheese?
Kraft mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Anthony Fusilli, Rutgers Radio Network.
Hey, Mike, I find pizza works well for me. Anyway, you look behind you, you look next to you, look around you. A lot of familiar faces. How do you think that's going to translate, and how helpful is it that Coach Smith's system?
It's going to help tremendously. We're in such a different place than where we were a year ago. Like I said, we didn't have spring ball last year. A lot of guys didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know how we were doing things. And now we get the chance to hit the ground running. We have about, double-digit starters returning, especially on defense. A lot of faces back. The chemistry is just continuing to build. And we're just really excited to see what we can do. It's our second year going into this thing, and guys are really, really comfortable with our system and how we do things. And when you're comfortable like that, you're in a position to do a lot of really great things as a team in general. So I think the more we continue to get better and get closer with one another and trust the coaching staff, that we're going to be okay. We're going to do a lot of great things.
Tom Canavan with AP.
Hey, Mike. Does anything feel different this year in the sense that do you guys see COVID is behind you? You're going to be playing in front of some fans. Is there a greater excitement?
Definitely. We're all hopeful here. Coach tells us every day that COVID's our number one opponent, and it is. We can't do the things we want without dodging this virus. And everybody has had hardships. We've had hardships. Teams around the country have, but it just comes down to us staying disciplined and looking at the bigger picture, and that's obviously winning this season. That's what we're going to do at all costs. But we just have to stay focused, focus on the journey, and just trust our coaching staff, and we're going to be fine.
Aaron Brightman on the banks.
Mike, just going back to what you said about the team being more comfortable, how has it affected the mindset or attitude of the team with a little bit of success you had last season, and now going into year 2 with this coaching staff, and how has that affected the attitude and mindset of the team going into this spring camp?
Well, you take a look at all the guys coming back. I think that a lot of guys got some really important experience last year, and that is going to get brought over into next season and this spring. And guys are just taking every day as an opportunity to get better, myself included. And you look at what we did and what we could have done, and I think that's what guys like me really take into consideration, that the sky's the limit for this team. We're really experienced. We're a veteran football team, and if we just trust Coach Schiano and his plan and the coaching staff, then we're going to do things that we've never done here. But it starts with our attitudes every day, how we approach the day, how we approach practice, and ultimately what our own goals are. But if we work together as a team, knowing all of our experience and how old we are as leaders, then I think we can go really far.
Going to go back to James Cratch.
Mike, I'm just curious. You obviously were same side of the ball with Brenden Bortner for a few years. How impressive has it been the way he's moved over to offense and kind of established himself so quickly?
The thing with Bortner is that he's not only a really big football player, but he's really smart too. He's really athletic, but the thing that sets him aside from a lot of people is, he's really intelligent as a football player, and I think that's what helped with his transition into the offensive line. He was able to get everything down pat from an early start, and just him knowing the game, him understanding and taking coaching very well, has helped him to become a better football player, and it obviously showed last season as he continued to get better each week.
I'm going to take 2 more. I'll go back to Richie Schneiderite with Rivals.
Mike, you talked about the familiar faces on the defensive side of the ball, but there's also a bunch of young guys behind you at defensive end, and even, I guess, across the whole line in general. Has anyone really caught your eye or stood out to you?
They're all doing a great job. Our room is very unique because there's a couple old guys like myself, and then you have 5 or 6 true freshmen. So there's definitely a lot of energy in our room. It's like old brother, little brother kind of situation, but everybody's doing a really good job. I think a lot of the guys that are new here, especially the early enrollees, are really going to take advantage of this spring and make the most out of it. And they're going to have to, because we're counting on those guys, and they're here for a reason. They have a lot of potential, and they're going to grow up quick, but the sky's the limit for them.
We'll go back to Fuchs for our final question.
Hey, Mike, what's it like having Coach Panagos barking at you again, and how do you feed off of his enthusiasm and hope that he brings you to another level as a group?
Coach P's a phenomenal coach. I've known him for several years now, and just having him back in our room is really exciting for me because he brings so much juice to the football field. And, he's honest from the biggest thing to the little thing. And, with Coach P, he treats everybody the same. He doesn't care if you're a walk-on or you're a fifth-year senior, whatever the case is. If you bust your butt for him, then he's going to play you. And that's what it comes down to, just high-motor guys that know their job and know what they're doing, and you're going to be fine with Coach P. But I'm just grateful for how he treats us as players in general, because he truly cares about us and what's going on in our daily lives. It's daily conversations with him throughout the D-line, and having a coach like that just makes you want to play that much harder for him. So that's what I'm going to do.
Great. Thank you for the time, Mike.
Thank you.